Hello, welcome to Nattys Crafts. I'm Natalie. I always do all the crafting. And today we're going to work on some more Christmas crafts. I think I have some ornaments we're going to make and something else. I'm not sure. So give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. So let's go ahead and go take a look. So we're going to make Christmas wall decor. This is what we'll need. And I'm using one of these frames from Dollar Tree. I think they still have them. I think I've still seen them. And we're going to take it apart a little bit. We're just going to take off the twine. We can leave the hanging twine, but the twine in the front, I am going to take that off. The twine is stapled on, which seems a little excessive. But anyway, it's stapled on, and I could not get my little screwdriver to get the staples off. So I just pulled the twine and just broke it. So, you know, whatever works. If you can take the staples out, I would recommend that. I couldn't do it. And then we're just going to put it back together just as a blank. It's basically cardboard. A blank piece of black cardboard is what we're using as the background of our wall decor. And then I pulled out a whole bunch of different ornaments and all. Oh, wait a minute, my glue gun. So I saw this glue gun. Liz Fenwick was kind of pushing it on her channel. And I thought it just looked awesome. So I mentioned it to my boyfriend. And when he came over the other day, he brought this with him. So this is the first time I'm going to use it. I plugged it in and gave it a little test run. The glue is still stringy like my Surebonder. So I don't believe it's the glue gun's fault. I do believe it's the glue's fault. But it's supposedly, you don't plug it in. It's cord free. But you don't even plug it in like in between uses like I do my Surebonder. But anyway, so that's the glue gun we're going to use. And then I'm going to use some various ornaments from Dollar Tree. Some deer and some Christmas trees. They're not Christmas trees necessarily. And all we're going to do is we're going to set up a little scene on our black background frame here. And, you know, the joy of this is you can do it however you want. You can make it look however you want. You could use whatever ornaments you want. I would just recommend using ornaments that have a lot of texture or have a lot of depth to them so that your piece has some dimension to it and is kind of popping off the frame. That would be my recommendation. So I'm just kind of figuring out where I want all the pieces, and that's what I'm going to do. Now the glue, the test that I did on my glue gun was I used black glue. It doesn't matter in this instance because I am gluing these pieces against a black background, so it doesn't matter. But just know that, you know, obviously you don't need to use black glue. And what you're wanting to do for the ornaments is find the pieces that stick out the most. And those are the pieces you're going to glue down. Now I got these little lights from Dollar Tree and they light up obviously because they're lights. We have to make some small modifications. We're going to take the hanger off. I am only going to use one. You could of course use many more if you wanted. I'm just using one of them. And it took me a few minutes to figure out how to make this work. So in the end, the batteries are going to go, I don't know how to say it, face up, I guess, where you can see the letters and such on the batteries. Those are going to be facing you as you're putting them down into the light. I had to do this 3 or 4 times to figure out how to do it. And there's a little piece of wire that is sticking out. I had to spin that a little bit so that it would touch the top of the battery. And that's how I finally figured out how to make it light up. So you got to turn the little metal piece, at least when I did it, I had to turn the little metal piece that's connected to the actual light. And look at how pretty that is. I thought that was awesome. But I don't want that topper on there. I don't want the top to stick out like that. So I'm going to take off the little hanger. I'm just going to cut the little hanger off. I figure it's Dollar Tree, so the plastic is probably thin, so I could probably cut it. And I was able to. It wasn't too difficult. It took a little bit of effort, and you obviously have to be careful because you're using a knife. But it wasn't too bad. And I didn't cut myself, most importantly. And so once I've got that taken off, then I'm going to put it back together. Now, as soon as you connect the pieces together, it's going to light up. So you have to disconnect it, basically. You have to untwist it in order for it to not light up the whole time. And I'm going to connect this light to the frame with Velcro because I do want to be able to take it off and turn the light off, basically. Because there's no switch to turn the light off. It's just you either screw it on and it's on, or you screw it off and it's off. And once I've got the Velcro cut, I guess it's not Velcro because it's from Dollar Tree, so hook and loop. Once you've got the hook and loop cut to the right size, we're just going to make it so that there's no extra pieces hanging off. So make it so that it only is on the back side of the light is what I'm trying to get to here. Make it so that it's the size of the back side. And then I'm just going to hot glue that to the top, the spinny top of the light. And then I also ended up gluing another piece to the more toward the top of the, or the end of the light, so that it would stay flat on the art piece. And then I'm going to twist it on, make it tight, and then I'm going to glue the Velcro, the other piece of Velcro, to the board, or to the frame, to the art piece. And I'm just going to hold that down for a few moments so that it really bonds on there well. And then after I did all that, I decided I need some more stuff happening here. So I decided to add another tree. And then after that, I end up adding even more trees. So you'll see as we go here. And by the way, I do like this glue gun a lot. It's very light. And the tip is not very pointy, so that maybe could be a problem if you're working with something really small. But I do like this glue gun. I don't know how much it was. Again, it was a gift, so I'm not sure. I don't know. I imagine it's somewhere around $20, maybe up to $25, $30. I would say it's probably worth it. And so then here's the last pieces that I decided to glue on. These are some little pieces from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to cut them apart and just kind of fill in some of the background there. And my scissors, by the way, my heavy duty Cutco scissors would not cut this, whatever this is. So it must be wire in there somehow. And so some of these pieces I did not glue on. The others I just glued a little tiny bit. And then I decided I needed a moon. So I'm going to take a round piece of plastic and I'm going to draw around it and then fill in the blank to make a moon. I tried to use a cotton ball, but that looked kind of cheesy, so I decided to just draw it. It's fine. So there's my moon, and I'm fine with it. And then I'm adding some glue to the bottom, which is where I'm going to add snow. And this is that snow from Dollar Tree. It makes quite a mess, but it is pretty. So if you're okay with cleaning up a mess when you're done, which as crafters we typically are okay with that, then it's okay to use. It's great to use because it does give a great look to it because it's got a lot of dimension. It pops out a little bit. And there it is, all completed. Now, if you don't like the very simple black and white, obviously you may not like this, but you could, of course, paint or use different ornaments or whatever else to make it work the way you want it to work. But I think it's really pretty. This will be hanging up in my house. I thank you so much for stopping by Nattys Crafts today. I sure hope you could give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. Please remember to appreciate today as tomorrow is never promised. Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a great one.